Today, we're gonna be taking a team of only quarterbacks and seeing how they would do against the NFL. Now, super quick before we get into today's video, thank you for 250 subscribers, which we are pretty well past at this point. We're getting closer to 300. So if you want to be an OG of this channel, be sure to drop a sub. And you guys have been hitting the 30 like goal on all my videos a little too easily, so we're gonna up it to 40. And let's see if we can get to 350 subscribers by the next time I upload a video, which will be on Monday. And of course, if we can do both of those, I will do another very similar style video to this, just with a different position. So let me know what position I should do next. Pause. And if I go with your comment, I will shout you out. There is no shout out for this video, but the shout out is to all of you for being amazing and watching my videos. But that is enough plugging. 35 likes, 300 subs. Let me know what position I should do next for a team. Turn on notifications for my channel, because that helps me out more than literally anything else and takes you like 1 second, maybe 2 on a slow day. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into today's video, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Hello everyone, it is Brandon the Simp here, and today we are rebuilding a team of only quarterbacks. Now, if you like more successful rebuilds, this might not be the one for you, pretty clearly. But if you like interesting rebuilds, where we have players switch positions and maybe even a good amount of them become successful, this is definitely the rebuild for you. Because there are a lot of younger quarterbacks with good dev traits on this team that will be playing for us, and more than likely will become good players. This is probably the most fun rebuild I have ever done, because to me it's super interesting just to see players develop at a different position and be up there with like the regular star players at that position. It's just so interesting to me, I don't know why. But let's give a quick rundown of this team. I think one of the most interesting and the highest overall position change is Lamar Jackson at running back. Now of course there is the whole joke of him being a running back. He is an 87 overall in my roster, I believe, and here he actually does go up to an 89. And I truly do believe in real life he would be a good running back. Like, I feel like the whole joke isn't a complete lie. It's just he is a pretty good quarterback too, because of the running threat he adds. I also did include Tim Tebow in this team, even though he is listed as a tight end here. I mean, he's a quarterback. He's never played an NFL snap at any other position. I mean, you can't not consider him a quarterback. That would just be dumb. So that's pretty fun, honestly. We have Ryan Tannehill as a 60 overall receiver, and if you didn't know, he was actually a receiver at, I believe, Texas A&M, and transitioned to quarterback and became a first-round pick for the Dolphins, obviously. But yeah, at one point in time, he was an actual wide receiver. On the defense here, Joe Burrow is a really good free safety for some reason at a 47 over. Well, I say really good, but he's our best defensive player at a 47 overall. I don't know why that is. Let me know down below. Does he have like, did he play defense in the past and was like good at it or something? Was he like a safety or some kind of like defensive player? Let me know, because I actually have no idea. Trey Lance is a 38 overall, and he must have played some kind of defensive position, because he has 52 tackle, 54 pursuit, 40 zone coverage. I mean, that's more than some pass rushers in this game. Also, let me know down below for him. He must have. He had to have. We have Colin Kaepernick here, Trevor Lawrence at strong safety, Kyler Murray's our #1 corner, Marcus Mariota, John Wolford, the GOAT, as our #3 corner, Sam Darnold at corner. I mean, you might as well with the amount of interceptions he throws. I mean, if he got those interceptions, he would be a stud, you know what I'm saying? Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady on the D-line, the MILF lover himself, Zach Wilson, Big Mac, Matt Griddle, whatever you want to call him. This is a goated D-line. Even Nick Mullins, I mean, just full of like, I guess, meme players slash good players. I love this defense so much. Trace McSorley at middle linebacker, the GOAT. I mean, it's funny, like, our defense is almost entirely made up of either meme players or really good players. I love it. And if there are some players I didn't mention, I'll definitely mention them later on in the video. But I just want to get this one started because I'm excited to see how some of these players do. Let's get to the mid-season point of year #1, and we're gonna be 0-7 or 0-6, I guarantee it. Okay, so like I expected at the mid-season point of year #1, we are 0-7. But what I didn't expect is we're actually playing teams a lot closer than I would expect. You know, with a few exceptions in here like Chiefs, Broncos, Colts, Chargers. But we were within a touchdown of beating the Lions, 11 points of beating the Raiders, and I guess we were, 19 points away from beating the Ravens. But you gotta remember, we're the Ravens, that was the Bengals. But you gotta remember, we're a 33 overall. We should not be competing at all. Now I'll save the stats for the end of the year because I saw them and they're super interesting. Another thing that I thought of but I didn't mention is that MVPs are going to be super interesting because it's going to be a lot of typical backup quarterbacks getting an opportunity here. So we're going to see some maybe sneaky players to get in rebuilds, maybe give you some ideas if you do this kind of stuff just for fun. So we'll see at the end of the year who the surprising breakouts are. And we have re-signings here. I'll just worry about these because we're going to get all these players back one way or another. Like it's not that much of a, surprise to get them back. The only major one here is Lamar. I'll re-sign him for 7 years, just the rest of the rebuild obviously. But let's take a quick look at the team. I know we have a lot of morale lowering overalls, but some of the players here are developing. Obviously Lamar has gone up a few overall, but especially on the defense, Joe Burrow's up to a 54 overall, which is getting close to some actual NFL safeties, which is kind of sad to say for those players. Trey Lance is a 44, obviously lower with morale. Actually, he's going to be a 45 plus 3 zone. I don't know why, it's just super satisfying to raise these stats. I don't know why, but it just is. Josh Allen's almost at a 40, Justin Herbert's almost at a 35, Kyler Murray's almost at a 50, Trevor Lawrence is getting up there. Some of these players are really developing. Okay, so of course we do finish 0-17 this year, but I'm actually super curious over a few things. They're all stat related. So Patrick Mahomes had his worst year of his career, but that's to be expected on this team. Only 3,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. I'm just impressed he didn't have more interceptions than touchdowns, and only sacked 51 times. That really surprises me. Lamar was good, he just didn't get many opportunities. 140 carries, 690 yards, nice. 4.9 yards per carry, which is good. 8 touchdowns, 2 fumbles. If he got more carries at 4.9 yards per carry, that's a really good year, just not many yards, obviously. Ryan Tannehill was our leading receiver. So when I checked, Tim Tebow was our leading receiver by 200 yards, but apparently Patrick Mahomes found a new favorite. 800 yards on the dot for Ryan Tannehill with 6 touchdowns, and just 1 less yard for Tim Tebow with 1 touchdown. Now, I just noticed something on this page. Ryan Tannehill, 69 receptions. Tim Tebow, 69 receptions. Joe Webb, 695 yards. Jeff Driscoll, 669 yards. Jalen Hurts, 169 yards. Literally all of our receivers had a 69 in their stat line. That is the biggest nice I have ever seen in my life. Anyways, I'll stop being immature now. Joe Webb was only 5 yards away from 700 with 4 touchdowns. Jeff Driscoll even did okay, almost 700 yards with 5 touchdowns. In terms of blocking, wait a minute. You're telling me Russell Wilson only let up 2 sacks at what? A 25 overall? Huh. Okay. Jameis Winston only let up 2 sacks at a 19 overall. Dak Prescott even let up only 6 sacks at a 31 overall. This is much better than even some of my good lines have performed. Weird. Trace McSorley led the team with 155 tackles. I'm kind of surprised that's not even higher with how much our defense would have been on the field. We did have 5 separate players with 100 tackles. Tackles for loss weren't great, 3 each from Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Zach Wilson. And something I'm actually super surprised about, we didn't get a single sack all year. How is that? I've had 0 overall teams get sacks, and we have actual close to NFL roster making players here. And you're telling me they didn't get a single sack? Trey Lance was an edge. He's a 51 overall. I don't know, man. That's just kind of weird. Kyler Murray led the team with 3 interceptions. He did very well. Marcus Mariota got an interception as well. And again, this is better than some of my, actual good corners play. 100 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 7 pass deflections. Am I doing rebuilds all wrong? Should I be getting quarterbacks and playing them wherever? What is this? And something I am very, very, very excited to see. MVP goes to Nick Chubb. Okay, so if you want a running back to win it, for sure, just move every quarterback away. Got it. But I'm actually surprised Aaron Rodgers didn't get it. I mean, nothing really changed for him, but he just got straight up beaten out by Nick Chubb and Alvin Kamara. Jacoby Brissett comes in at number 3, Najee Harris, Jimmy Garoppolo, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Daniel gets up there. That's great. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Chubb. No Ravens, unfortunately. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Myles Garrett. No Ravens. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Najee Harris. No Ravens. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Devin Lloyd. No Ravens, unfortunately. But Best QB does go to Jacoby Brissett of the 13-4 Browns. Chase Daniel in there, Kenny Pickett, Matt Moore on the Bengals, Josh Johnson on the Broncos, Joe Flacco, Case Keenum, Teddy Bridgewater. That's an elite group right there. Let's see how some of these players did. So Tyler Huntley, or I guess he didn't lead the league in touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers did with 45. Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy G each with 41. Tyler Huntley, like I said, had 40. He did lob some interceptions, 27. That's like a Jameis Winston type season, but actually better. Chase Daniel did really well like we went over. Kyle Trask did okay even. 32 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. That's all right for a quarterback of his level. Like, that's some surprising stuff in there. I might have to look for Chase Daniel, Jacoby Brissett, some of those players in some of my rebuilds. Okay, so the Packers do actually take down the Colts in the Super Bowl here. I think the Colts still had Matt Ryan, so that's kind of a boring Super Bowl. It was just Aaron Rodgers versus Matt Ryan. I mean, in real life, that would be cool, but you know, I don't think I would call this real life necessarily. Also, something super interesting I didn't even think about here is that players like Tyler Huntley, because they're technically one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL now, they're going to be getting massive contracts. Like, Tyler Huntley's getting offered 5 years, $150 million. Well, I don't know if he's actually getting offered that, because it looks like the Seahawks and Patriots are lowballing him, but that's what his, you know, asking price is. I was going to go to sign him, because, I mean, hey, he's a fast quarterback. I thought we could have put him somewhere on this team, but not for that price. Like, even CJ Beathard, 3 years, 32, which isn't crazy money, but for him, that's pretty expensive. Okay, so a little bit of like a fourth wall break or whatever here. I went to sleep last night with like 275-ish subscribers, and I woke up today with 293. So at this point, I'm not gonna get this out before I hit 300, so I kinda gotta hurry up. Okay, so I don't know what my strat should be. I don't know if I should go for athletic quarterbacks or quarterbacks that are really good that will likely have a dev trait, or younger quarterbacks so they have better development. I really don't know, but obviously we have the #1 pick, and I think I'm eyeing this guy. He is a for sure top 5 prospect, decently fast, he is pretty strong, looks pretty good, only 21 years old. Yeah, he definitely has to be the pick. Let's go TJ Conway, and he has a dev trait. I wish he could be my quarterback in a rebuild with 76 speed, 75 strength, 95 throw power, but wherever I play him, I think he'll be a pretty good player. I guess it's kind of a strat to go with scramblers. This Johnny Hanna guy looks very good. He ran a 4.58 at the combine. Or actually, I'll go CJ Osborne first because he's projected to go in this range. Not super fast, he is pretty strong though. Only 21, so he has a good chance of developing. Of course, only normal, but 94 throw power. This guy might be good too. Very similar to the last guy I picked. All right, now we're gonna go with Johnny Hanna with the 4.58 40. This guy doesn't look good necessarily as a quarterback, but as a runner, he definitely does. A spin move, B carrying, the juke move and break sack or whatever. Not good trucking, which is surprising. So just a really fast quarterback, I guess. So let's take him. Of course, no dev trait. It would have been nice, but I think he could be a genuinely good player. Next, I think we're gonna go Donnie Roper, just because he is technically a draftable player, and I feel like the awareness from him being an okay overall might help his overall somewhere else. Only 21 years old, not super fast, decently strong, I guess, for a quarterback. Doesn't have great awareness, good throw under pressure, so maybe he's like, I don't know, we'll see. Another player with like 94, 95 throw power. There's some like really strong arm QBs in this class. Let's go Lance Haynes here, ran a 4.74, that's decent. Only 21, so maybe he'll be good somewhere. Good spin move, so I definitely like that. 91 Excel, that's really nice. I'll just pick the rest of them off camera, but Howie Griggs is also a very fast quarterback, ran a 4.6 flat at the combine, 9.11 broad jump, good thing he's not in New York. That was a bad joke to make. Good spin move, break sack, decent at like a juke move and all that stuff, so definitely looks like a fast player. Let's take him. 84 speed. Yeah, he is a good runner for sure. Okay, so here's a recap of what we did in the draft, and honestly, it's kind of weird. So TJ Conway, our first pick, wasn't really good at any other position, but him at tackle is actually pretty valuable, especially with that dev trait. He's not a great overall, but I mean, he was worse at like everything else, so I think that's his best position. CJ Osborne is going to play defensive end at a 37 overall. The best player, I believe, is Johnny Hanna as a 46 overall corner. He has good speed. His coverages aren't even that bad considering he was a QB. He's not a bad corner at all. And the most interesting thing is Dalton McDowell was a 40 overall quarterback, but he was a 41 overall receiver and corner. So this is actually a player that gets better when you move their position. And I think that might be intentional because he does have good route running, good spec catch. That must be intentional. So that draft actually really filled out this roster. I'm kind of surprised. I thought these players were going to be bad, but that was a lot of improvements to this team. So here's a look at the team going into year number 2 of the rebuild. My main hope for this year is that we can at least win a game. I mean, we got surprisingly very close last year. It's just all about actually, you know, winning one. We're going to hope the offensive line plays better, hope that Patrick Mahomes plays better. This defense is honestly kind of nice. What are our overalls? We only have a 35 defense. I mean, do we even have a player below a 35? Oh, I guess our middle linebackers, but that's it. How do we only have a 35 overall defense? I don't know how the overall system works in this game, but that don't seem right. Joe Burrow is our best player on defense at a 58 overall. I mean, that's a passable overall for like an actual NFL like practice squad player. So that's kind of crazy. Kyler Murray's a 55. That's super interesting, and I expect him to do well this year. He was probably our overall best player last year, so we'll see if we can get some pressure with the defense this year because that was our main concern. But let's get to the midseason point and hopefully we can get a win this year. Okay, so when I'm recording this, I'm at 295 subs. I have to finish this quick before I hit 300, but of course here we are 0-7. I kind of figured that we would be. I thought we might have a chance to win a game, but again, this is kind of just another year about development. Patrick Mahomes, I think, is doing worse than he was last year. He is up to a 99 overall. Just, I mean, it's kind of hard for him to do anything on this team. I think I'm going to switch to a running playbook because Lamar is definitely like, you can tell he's kind of our best player just based off of his yards per carry because he's only getting 60 carries so far. Still, unfortunately, no sacks and only 1 interception from Trace McSorley, the GOAT. Aren't the Ravens his original team too? I think they are, right? We have some upgrades here, actually quite a few of them. So let's spend those, upgrade some of our players, and let's hope we can finish strong. Okay, we did win a game going 1-16. Who did we embarrass? A team of quarterbacks beat an actual NFL team. Who did we embarrass? Oh no, I'm checking the NFL schedule. Team schedule. We need regular season. So we played somewhat close with the Chargers. Of course, it's the Jets, the most poverty NFL team. We beat them by 2 points, and we really didn't get super close in any other game, except we got really close with the Browns, only 8 points away from that one. Of course, the first NFL team we beat is the Jets, but let's check out some of the season stats. I'm just happy we won a game. So Patrick Mahomes was not good once again, 3,700 yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I'm definitely going to switch to a more run-heavy playbook because Lamar is doing very well, given only 171 carries with 823 yards, 13 touchdowns. That's crazy. Almost 1,000 receiving yards for Jeff Driscoll with 4 touchdowns, Danny Etling with 855, Gabe Edwards, the tight end, with 777, lucky number, and 5 touchdowns. Dalton McDowell with 700 yards and 2 touchdowns. I was gonna put him in the slot, but I guess I forgot to. I definitely will next year. The blocking wasn't as bad this year. TJ Conway was our worst lineman. I'm kind of surprised because he's like one of the highest overalls, but 15 is better than some of my actual linemen do. Nick Fitzgerald with only 13 sacks let up as a 45 overall left tackle is very impressive. Dak, 7 sacks. I mean, that's not great, but as a a 40 overall. Again, I'm impressed. Howie Griggs up to a 31 overall, only let up 6 sacks, and Russell Wilson up to a 22, only let up 1 sack. Trace McSorley led the team with 134 tackles. We had a couple other players hit 100. 6 tackles for loss from Justin Herbert, 4 from Trey Lance, and it doesn't look like it, but did we get a sack? No, we did not. Still no sacks on defense. How about interceptions? Okay, so 2 from Lance Haynes, 2 from Kyler, 1 from Trace McSorley, and 1 from Trevor Lawrence. So I'm just happy we won a game. Christian McCaffrey wins MVP. Tyler Huntley is up there. Bailey Zapp, Trevor Siemian, CJ Beathard. That's crazy. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Nick Chubb. PJ Walker was the Jets QB, the team we beat. No Ravens up here. Defensive Player of the Year goes to TJ Watt. No Ravens. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Isaac Roberts. Gabe Edwards, our tight end, comes in at number 4. Dalton McDowell, our receiver, comes in at number 6. That's really cool. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Lance Haynes, comes in at number 2. No, that would have been huge. That would have been a big amount of XP. But of course, he doesn't win it. Johnny Hanna comes in at number 6. No other Ravens. So very successful year, I would say. You got to remember, this is a team of quarterbacks. Winning a game is a success and not realistic. Now that is a weird Super Bowl. The Steelers take down the Washington Commanders 24-10. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. Maybe in this world, but not in the real life one. I'll tell you that much. Carson Wentz versus Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, count me out of that one. I'm good, Chief. Okay, so this is a stacked quarterback class. There are 5 top 5 projections. Unfortunately, none of them are actually that good. They're all first to second round talents, but there are some true first round talents down here, and I think I might go with one of these guys. Chip Cox. That sounds painful. That's a funny name. Let's go with him. Chip Cox. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you in real life, but that's a bad name. How does he have 70 speed but 86 excel? So he's slow as hell, but he gets there real quick. The only other draftable player is Alex McGee as a day 3 prospect. He's older, he's 23, he's not fast, he's not super strong, somewhat strong. Doesn't look good, so let's take him. A trucking though. Could be a good D lineman or something with 73 speed, 69 strength. Nice, we'll see. Alright, so here is a look at the team going into the 3rd and final year of the rebuild. And honestly, we didn't have many spots for the quarterbacks we took. We put Chip Cox at right guard. He's a terrible run blocker. Jesus, I might want to play him at tackle. I don't know. But he'll start and he might develop up to a 40 overall if he has a good dev trait, so maybe he'll be whatever. The offensive line did play much better than it should have last year. I mean, I've had offensive lines in actual rebuilds play much worse, so I'm happy about that. Gabe Edwards has been a good tight end for us, so I'm very happy about that. Dalton McDowell is going to be our number 1 receiver, not with that number though, hell no. We'll go 82, which, okay, not going to question it. But our backfield is amazing. I moved Russell Wilson to running back because, we didn't really need him on the offensive line anymore. Lamar Jackson is a 95 overall, Patrick Mahomes at a 99, and even on the defense, we have Joe Burrow at a 64, Trevor Lawrence at a 63, Kyler Murray at a 66. I'm just realizing how cursed this is. I don't know, dude. Trey Lance at a 58, Josh Allen and Justin Herbert over a 50 on the D-line. Even this, what's his name? Johnny Hanna at a 54, a drafted player. And here's a player we drafted that I think I'm going to start this year. What's his name? Steve Cabrera. We'll definitely play him as our number 2 middle linebacker. So I think this team is honestly, I don't think we're going to do well necessarily, but I think we have a chance to win 1 or 2 games. So without further ado, let's get to the mid-season point of the 3rd and final year and see if we can win a few games. Alright, at the mid-season point of year number 3, we are 0-6. That's to be expected. I mean, we're a 48 overall. Let's check out some of the stats real quick. So yeah, Mahomes is not doing well. This is his worst year so far. We're not even getting many rushing attempts in, only 85 for Lamar. It might have been a mistake to switch the playbook, because this one looks even worse than the one we were going with. I mean, we were going with the Tampa Bay playbook. It's kind of known as the best one in the game, but it's kind of hard to make these players appear good, I guess. Also, I recorded the last part again earlier today, and now we're up to 309 subscribers. I don't know what we're going to be up to by the time this video comes out, but I'm going to redo my intro, which you guys will have seen. I'm upping it to 350. If we can get to 350 250 subscribers on this video, I will be very happy. So I definitely was late to my 250 subscriber video, but I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain. All right, at the end of year number 3, we do of course finish 0-17. I was hoping we could sneak a game again, but I figured we wouldn't because, I mean, the other teams in the NFL are getting better around us. Patrick Mahomes had his worst year. Lamar Jackson actually did very well, 1,000 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns, so he had a very good year. Receiving, of course, was down because we're in the Ravens playbook. We're not passing as much. Danny Etling still had almost 800 yards, but yeah, not much passing. Less sacks because we were passing less, but overall really good numbers, not many sacks allowed. Trace McSorley led the team in tackles with 156. Josh Allen had 10 tackles for loss. CJ Osborne and Justin Herbert each had 8. No sacks and only 4 combined interceptions. But something fun to go through and see is Trevor Lawrence is a 69 overall, nice, with 78 zone coverage. I mean, -5 for, or I guess that would be 80 zone coverage. -5 for the morale and everything, but I mean, he has great zone coverage. There are a lot of players like that, obviously, developing at a different position. Joe Burrow with 74 zone coverage. Kyler Murray up to a 72 overall corner with 82 zone coverage, 93 speed. Like, he's a genuine starting corner at a 72 overall. Like, that's borderline starter. Trey Lance with 81 zone, 89 speed. He's a 73 overall at safety. I'm gonna switch him there just to have him there. I kinda do want to go another year with this team because this is so fun to do. But unfortunately, if I do that, I'm gonna run out of time. So if you want me to do another one of these with a different position, maybe receiver, running back, something like that, let me know down below, and let me know by hitting the like button. Of course, again, 35 likes, and let's see if we can hit 350 subscribers by the time I upload another video, which will be Monday. But of course, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.